Wow, that was a good speech. It was a good speech last night. Holy cow, folks. Holy cow. I mean, House, Senate, White House. 1, 2, 3. And we have President-elect Trump this morning. And I think that the acceptance speech last night was a very good step in bringing party unity. And wherever you were during the general election, because in the primary, and you all know this, in the primary, Trump wasn't my candidate. But you go to war with the soldiers you have. And that's, you have to win, because too much was
Hey, friends, and a pleasant evening. Welcome to Lions Live here, the only network put by the players, the fans, and the Forever Lions Network.
Now is
on
the
a Wednesday
time
night. My name's Skip Dreibelbis, and join us here and help anchor in our show is the Grizz, Jimmy Kennedy, Yaacov, Yisrael, and Big Dude Stephen Davis. Coming off a great win here for Penn State over Iowa this past weekend. I got to tell you, folks, go to our website, lionslive.com, and I put up a really cool video that was made in 360 degrees. So it was right before the Iowa game and the kickoff. And that intro you heard first on the program here tonight. You can actually take your mouse and move it around and see the whole stadium and everything going on at Penn State in 360 degrees. So pretty cool pictures and videos we got up from that great win there. And we're just going to give a little recap here of our game this past weekend. Look ahead here
Johnson win his race in Wisconsin.
Had a lot of fun. So
that we were
gentlemen,
going
it's so
to
great
see
here
Wisconsin
to be
go
back
for
in
Trump.
here tonight, and time's flying when we're having fun.
Now we have a lot,
and we're moving right along here really fast here through this football season, down here to our last couple games before we get into a bowl. And Penn State just keeps getting better and better and better. How about that win?
So I need you to. I came straight from New York and I came right back to Dallas. So
man, that was a great win
on radio and TV. So because I literally have not slept in months since.
Hey, I'm here. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can hear because we have a live broadcast going on in our ears over here, though. But I'm impressed with what Penn State is doing right now. Like I said, going into this last game, they continue to be picked as underdogs, and so on. They continue to go out there and show us what they're about. I think it's a great season so far. I couldn't be happier right now.
Awesome. Wow, maybe we should take two and do this start the whole show over again. What do you think, guys? We missed our intro and everything.
Yeah. I ain't hearing.
You didn't hear it? Oh, we got to hear it. Okay. All right. For those listening us live on streaming on lionslive.com, we're going to take two, and we're going to try this again as our little intro here. Let us know what you think about it on our Facebook page.
All right, so we on. Potato.
And yes, we are ready for Penn State football here on Lions Live, folks. The only network built by the players for you, the fans, and the Forever Lions Network. And a Wednesday night here in State College. Penn State season moving right along here, and great win over Iowa. My name's Skip Dreibelbis, along with the Grizz, Jimmy Kennedy, Yaacov, Yisrael, and Stephen Davis here talking Penn State football. We're not a podcast, and this program's not pre-recorded, so join us live on lionslive.com. That intro you hear there is from a really cool video we just got from this past game, where you actually have a 360-degree view of the field with a video of the game itself. So you go to our lionslive.com, check out the homepage. You're going to be able to click your mouse and watch that video and move it all around and see the whole stadium as it lights up there at Beaver Stadium. It's really cool. So check that video out there. And be sure to friend us on our Facebook page. Send us some questions and comments. And this season has been flying by so fast. The most fun we're allowed to have here in the fastest hour of college football. And I don't know where to begin, man. It was just an awesome win. Penn State, each game keeps getting better and better and better. And we keep moving up in the rankings, too. So what do you think, Jimmy?
Hey, I'll send Coach Franklin the message, and I asked him, was he listening to our show? Because it just seems like every time we talk about something, it gets addressed the following week. We talked about controlling the time of possession. We talked about them running the ball and establishing the run. And that's exactly what Penn State went out there and did last week. You understand? Like it was it's great to see those guys. I mean, such a young team put it together so well. I mean, I'm excited on how the future is. You know, I was out here in Arizona. We got a high of about 85 today, and I was walking down the street, and I had a couple of my neighbors who from Pennsylvania and so on, and they screamed out, "How about them Lions?" You know, and they were so excited, and just to see that excitement, they were just like, "Man, you know, it's about time to get us back and so on, to get us back to where we're being respected and so on." So I love what this young program is doing, and it feels good to just have something to talk about, because it's not just about, I mean, it's not just doing it the right way. I love that Coach Franklin is doing it the Penn State way. I love that.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's been a great. Yeah. He's been listening to you, Jimmy. He's tuning in. What did he tell you?
He hasn't responded yet, but I'm sure he's listening, man. Yeah. I tweet him every game. I'm tweeting him as the game goes on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure he's not missing it. It's coming in his earpiece. That's awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to jump in here. How you got? Good to be back on again, fellas. And
sure.
Yeah, I wanted to say I felt like this was the first time I felt like we truly are about that ranking. Like I would say we are really around 10. I would say I truly feel that. You know, after that Iowa, I mean, it seemed like, you know, we were talking about maybe having a slow start and, you know, rallying in the second half. But, you know, they started right out the gate, you know, and it was, you know, it felt like we were, you know, a top 10 team. So, you know, it never looked so good that we would win out. You know, it's like, wow, I never really thought, but now it's like, man, it's like almost like we're almost like banking on it. We're almost like putting it in the bank now. So I definitely feel like, you know, we're definitely starting to buy in more and more.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. It's a great feeling to be back where we belong. And I'm really happy for Coach Franklin. You know, it's been a long road for Buddy here, and I'm thankful that he's able to realize this here sooner rather than later.
You know what I like about what's going on up there is, like I said, the last couple of weeks, I really think the Ohio State game gave the guys the confidence that they needed. You know, it wasn't just about, you know, it's not just about going out there and playing the game anymore. They're playing the game with confidence. You can go out there, like, for example, I really believe that right now. I think Michigan still has more than enough weapons that we can't deal with and so on right now. I think they're playing outstanding ball. But I think if we was to go back and play, you know, Pittsburgh, you know, if we was to go back and play Pittsburgh, it wouldn't be a doubt in my mind that we'll win that game. You know, it's just the confidence that they're playing with. Before, it was just putting all the pieces together, still learning different things, feeling each other out, dealing with injury, seeing how many guys rise to the occasion, how to handle adversity, going through different practices and so on to make sure that the next guy attitude applied on that Saturday. You know, so it was just still a lot of learning experiences and so on. And we only have 2 losses, right?
Yeah, we're looking good.
Yeah, so we're looking good. So if you look at that and just see how the guys responding, you know, think about this. I mean, with the exception to the Michigan game, the guys have been playing great. You know, Penn State has been doing the thing out there, and like I said, the Michigan game obviously it was there. It was in the big house. I mean, it was there. You know, so Michigan had home field advantage and so on, and they played well, and they've been playing well all season long. But like I said, we can easily be in the top 5, top 10. Well, obviously top 10 right now, but we can easily be in the top 5. I believe maybe 7, 6, or 5, or so on. If we won that Pittsburgh game.
Oh, absolutely.
So think about how this young program is right now. I mean, the sky is the limit right now as long as they continue to build and, you know, as long as they continue to build and learn and add, with recruiting and so on, like we talked about how many recruits we had during that Ohio State game and so on, that ended up getting their attention. The last few weeks may have ended up sealing a few deals. You understand? Because now it's like, oh man, they really had a lucky one versus Ohio State. Whoa, hold up! They just beat Purdue. Whoa, hold up!
Right.
They just beat Iowa. What's going on here? They're playing real good.
And the thing about Iowa though is they steamrolled them. They steamrolled Iowa. So,
yeah.
I mean, I wanted to throw this out there though. At the beginning, if we remember like week 1 or week 2 of the season, defensively, what was one of the areas we were weak, would you say?
I would say, defensively,
like
I think
stopping the run or the pass.
Well, it was the run. It was the run. We had trouble with the run.
It was definitely the run.
Yes. Now listen to this though. Listen to this stat right here. It says Iowa only got 30 rushing yards last Saturday, and Purdue only gained 46 2 weeks prior. It says marking the first time in Penn State had ever held 2 Big Ten opponents back-to-back less than 50 rushing yards.
Playing good ball. And that's including injuries.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Well, they gave up 234 yards last week. I'm sorry. Iowa was only gained 234 yards total to Penn State's 599. And we're doing the right things, just like you said, Jimmy. Time of possession, we had the ball the majority of the time, and kept our defense fresh. So they're doing all the right things. It's just like everything we talked about, they started doing. I don't know. They maybe have a pipeline in there going out to practice to guys, but it just seems like everything just started falling into place that we talked about.
Yeah, but then also, they also had over 600 if they have that that loss of yardage, So they playing some decent ball. I'm happy with them. It's a great time it's always a great time to show your Nittany Lion pride, but it's a great time right now to discuss, Penn State football, and it's the confidence is there, which is great. You could see it getting back to the happier times and people expecting them to win and expecting them, understand this. We always talked about things, especially on a pro level. It was never about, Penn State being the outstanding athletes or so on. Here's what Penn State always has been. We have great athletes. I take nothing away from them. You could just see with just we still have a couple of Penn Staters as, sack leaders and dominating still with Cameron Wake and Derek Wake and, Tamba Ali and so on. You still see, Sean Lee out there. You still have Bowman, and, so you still have some great athletes. I take nothing away from that. But when you describe Penn Staters, it's the Penn State way. You're going to get a smart guy. You're going to get a guy who's hardworking. You're going to get a guy who's going to keep fighting. And you're going to get a guy that's not going to quit on his team. That's going to be a leader. That has confidence. That plays with emotion and so on. That's the Penn State way. That's how they describe us when you go to the NFL level and everything else and so on. And it feels good to see those guys, these young guys out there currently displaying that passion, displaying that confidence. Because keep in mind, early in the season, we weren't talking like this. We was questioning like, oh my God, what's going on? Look at the effort. What's going on? And they were still winning, but it's like, look at the effort. All right, we understand that people are stepping up, but we just want to feel just a little bit more coming from the coaches and so on. It seems to be a little bit of extra excitement. Like after it was over, they went into the locker room and did the mannequin challenge. Everyone was being stiff and so on, and I was laughing about that. I think it was probably one of the best ones we saw. But it wasn't just the players. The coaches was participating and so on. When I speak in terms of like when I talk to different people and when I talk to kids and so on, I talk about NFL and different stuff like that. I speak in terms of how Pete Carroll has a college atmosphere out there in Seattle. He laughs, he jokes with his players. He loves those guys. Those guys love coming to work.
Right.
That's what Coach Franklin is doing out there. He's holding those guys accountable and letting the other by benching the player because he wasn't wasn't getting his classwork done, or wasn't attending classes and missing stuff and so on. He sent a message to the team. It wasn't a message saying, "Hey, we're gonna let the university handle this, or NCAA or anything handle this stuff. We're gonna handle this stuff in home. You let your teammates down. We're gonna hold you responsible so you can respond back and get back on it and get tutoring or whatever it is that you need and so on." He gives them a chance to fix it, and that makes them conform to the program. And before you know it, next thing you know, it's not about you letting down everyone else outside of outside of the guys in the locker room, the guys that's counting on you. You understand? So I just love the way Coach Franklin is doing it right now, and it's a great time to be a Penn State alumni. It's a great time to be, a Penn State, fan. And I just want him to keep it rolling.
You're doing everything right and by the book. That's the way we've always been. I'm glad to see him doing that too. And, there's only one downer I really noticed about the whole game last week, and that was the and it's but it's fixable. We had 9 penalties for 86 yards, and those, you eliminate the penalties, man, you're playing some great ball, and we're still playing good ball. But that's almost a length of football field. There've been a couple more touchdowns.
Yeah.
I thought you was gonna say the block kicks. Yep.
Well, yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Sure. I mean, I think he had his foot turned sideways on that one. I didn't get this. I was there, so I didn't get to see it up close. So I don't know. I couldn't go back and see what it was, but I think he just unless somebody got through. I can't comment well on that one because I couldn't see it from where we were at. I was down at the other end of the field goal, or at the other end of the field, so I didn't get to see that. I saw blocked, of course, but I couldn't tell if it was somebody penetrated or not. But he's been getting the ball up each time he kicks it, so I don't think trajectory is an issue, unless he just miskicked the ball or somebody just got through. From what I understood, somebody got through, so I don't think he miskicked it. But that's what I heard from the guys on the sidelines, because we're down there. We can't see that well from where we're at.
Yeah, I didn't bring it up because you know how it goes. The other team practice too. You got to give Iowa, their due for them fighting and everything else.
Sure.
We all know that's not the Iowa of old. I'm sure they know it as well, and I'm sure they're going to start recruiting and doing the right things that's necessary to get back to where they have that scat back and those big linemen running around.
Sure.
So it's going to happen, They
got a good coach. I mean, he knows his ball, and they play tough football and are usually always in it. The thing I think is really kind of amazing, too, is look how well the Big Ten overall has been just kicking everybody's backside out of all college football. I mean, that's you're going to see a lot of Big Ten teams playing a lot of New Year's Day bowl games this year.
Yeah, I agree. I just
hope championship too. I mean, it's either going to be you're probably going to see Michigan. This way it's probably looking Michigan and Alabama. It wouldn't be a great game.
Yeah, that will be a great game.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the playoffs are going to break down and where we're going to wind up. We'll see. Could be Pasadena. You never know.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to take you guys back on this one right here. This was a quote from Franklin, and it reminded me of when we used to do this too. It says, for Iowa, people were wearing white. They were excited from the time we got off the bus. To be honest with you, the whole bus ride from the hotel all the way to the drop-off point, there was energy along the entire way. We really kind of set the tone, and we're very, very thankful for that. So I'm sure you guys remember that bus ride on the way. You know how all the people would be surrounding that route we would take.
Yeah.
You know,
now, did you guys
all the way into the stadium?
Now, did you guys stay in Milesburg? Because we used to be down in Milesburg.
We were in Top Street.
Oh, okay, that changed. Yeah, it changed.
Top Street. But we would ride. But we would come in though. We would ride from the last building. We would ride. Remember, we would ride the blue buses.
Yeah.
So we got blue buses from Lash, and then we would ride it all the way to the stadium. And then, you know, it would be, you know, like Coach Franklin was saying, there was a lot of energy all the way to the drop off point.
Okay, sure. Okay, I wasn't sure if you're talking from the hotel. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge though. You know, like because they're charged up just on the bus ride.
Right. Well, you know, it's got to be a little bit different playing a night game. We don't have night games back when we were there 30 years ago. Okay, it's been that long. Yeah. You know, it's a much smaller stadium, and the venues and times changed because we always had close to noon kickoffs. You know, so it's changed a lot, and you know, getting the guys up and motivated and alert throughout the day. I mean. You know, I guess you can put teams meetings, put things together, but it's a long day, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, but it's set up. It's set up a certain way to where we still go out there and we have fun and throughout the day. It's not like we overdid it when we was there. Because when I was there, I remember a lot of night games. I remember playing Michigan State one time in the evening, Illinois, and I'm 100% sure we played. Nebraska, yep, night game, and it was early. It was an early one too. It was the first game of the season, and we went out there, and it wasn't a whiteout game, but it was so much fun, and it's not like it's not like there's a lot of rules and stuff. I mean, obviously we know we want to play well, so there's a certain level, a certain standard. We're not running around and doing stuff that's crazy and stuff, but you know. Coach is giving us freedom and stuff back then. Coach Paterno, you know, we all had our own vehicles and we drove out the top streets and stuff like that. He'll let us go. We had meeting time, same requirements, the same. You know, he still treated us like young men. You know, it wasn't like we were just cooped up in a room and tents and everything else. Guys walking around, reading or relaxed, watching extra films. There was stuff available and so on. It wasn't just an uptight situation, but then also, ball's going on all day. So you get to watch your other guys. You get to watch, you know, what the Big Ten is doing and everything else. And when you're sitting there watching, you're like, oh, man, I know I'm better than this guy. Oh, I got a chance to prove this. Oh, he did this today. You know, when you know a defensive tackle went out there and had 2 sacks and so on, and you had a chance to play later on that night, it's like, oh, man, I know the minimum got to be at least 2 sacks. I got to tie this guy if I want, you know, Big Ten player of the week or so on, or you know what I'm saying? Or they put up 34 points, we got them next week. Let's make sure we put up something so when they watch the film, they can say, "Oh man, we got our hands full." You know?
Sure.
Yeah, so it's not. People don't think about that.
Sure. No, definitely. You know, guys, I got to think back here because I remember this now. You know, because Beaver Stadium didn't have lights, they used to bring these big light trucks in. Penn State. This is after I was there, but before Beaver Stadium actually had lights for night games. They had trucks. They had these big crane things on them that lifted up these lights to shine down on the field and stuff. It was definitely different, you know, before Beaver Stadium got their own lights.
Definitely dating yourself, man.
Yeah, you know, it's all good. It's all good. And I'll tell you what, 30 years from now, you guys are going to be like, yeah, I remember back I wasn't by then. It'll be a nice new stadium. Just think they'll have nice. Hopefully, by then they'll have leather seats for everybody to sit down and watch. Stadiums, you know, like the big with the footrest and everything, you know.
Yeah, you know, when we was there, we went through the overhaul of the stadium. Like we was there when we had to sit in the trailers and stuff when they did the add-ons and so on. So we understand what you mean. Keep in mind that, you know, when I was there, when I came in, we still had the old stadium. We didn't have the 2 tiers and the big scoreboards and all that other stuff. Yeah, now, I was there when they added all that stuff. When I left, all that stuff was done.
Yeah.
When I got there, we had the old latch building like you guys had, we downstairs and so on, and the weight room that was in the basement. We didn't have the new stuff, when I first got there.
Yeah.
And my second year and so on, it was there.
Oh yeah, well, dated me back then. Where the last one was the indoor sports complex. We were the first. My freshman year was the first year we actually were in Hula Hall. The first year we actually used it.
Yeah.
So it's been that long. So it was really cool. Cause I remember John Bruno used to punt the ball. Those at the very top didn't have the top sealed off yet. He'd actually punt the ball out through those holes in the top of the roof.
Oh man,
it was pretty wild. Yeah, it was good. That was good. Yeah, it's changed a lot. Of course, back then we were all they did is have concrete, and they just rolled the old artificial turf out on it, and you get burned up real bad. It has changed a lot for sure.
Keep in mind, think about that. When I got there, they still had that turf.
Oh, you were on the old stuff too.
I was on the old turf when I got there. It wasn't until my second year they switched it over to that grass type.
Oh wow.
Yep. When I first got out there, it was fast track turf. Let's go.
Yeah. I tell you that's hard on you, man. That stuff will just burn you right up. You fall on it.
Yeah, I have a lot of burn marks from that.
Yeah, it's just like sandpaper on you. Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Keep in mind, when I turned pro, we still had it. When I turned pro, that's the team on turf with the Rams. They had that same stuff.
No kidding.
I love it. You put a pair of Jordans on or something and just go to work. I'm going to practice the knees today, coach. See how fast I am in knees.
That's wild. That's wild.
You're talking like the AstroTurf?
Yeah, the carpet, basically the carpet. It wasn't no fake grass and no little black pellets.
Right.
And that sun used to cook that thing.
Oh, yeah, it'd be like hundreds of degrees in the summer. Yeah, this isn't no log shade carpet, man. This is just like a little nubs. Yeah.
It's an aerial rug.
Yeah, at best. Yeah, with hard bristles, it's like a bristle brush,
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to go at it on that turf, boy.
Yep, that old Tecmo turf.
If your shoes wasn't right, man, oh man.
Do you guys? Actually have the rain? We used to get out the rain shoes. If we're playing on like AstroTurf, we had the regular turf shoes, and then we had rain shoes too.
That had the little nubs at the bottom, right?
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Like different shoes for different. Yeah, it's crazy.
I had a pair of those. Look at that. I'm not even dating myself because I'm not even that old. I had a pair of Apex that was like that. It had the little nubs at the bottom.
Yeah. Wow.
Needed those.
Well, it does date us a little bit. Nowadays, it's changed so much. And it's kind of funny when I was young as a kicker, I loved the AstroTurf because it's always flat surface. You didn't have to worry about slipping and falling. But as I got older, man, I like the grass. I prefer grass any day. Natural grass is the way to go. And I hope Penn State. I don't think Penn State will ever, change to artificial surface for a game field.
Oh no.
They'd have to eliminate
agricultural school.
Well, they'd have to eliminate the turf grass management major if they did that.
Yeah, exactly.
They send too many guys away to work at golf courses, make it nice, They have to have at least a football field with it. But it saddens me when I see a lot of these stadiums go to that new that rubberized pellet stuff. Because keeping a nice grass field, that's part of football. And I like actually this time of year when we're going to start seeing the snowflakes fly, you got to love playing out there in a snowball, man. I mean, when the snowflakes are flying, nothing better. You get many of those games. I know, as you call that, Jim, you call that fat boy weather, right?
Fat boy weather. I put on a ski mask. I felt like a big ninja out there. You couldn't see my ears, my nose. Got that little snot going down on your mask. It was cold. You didn't want to hit the ground. You go to work.
Well, when you get wet, once you get wet, man, it's game over. Oh, it's get colder. I remember I once played a game. Remember the old Canton Hall of Fame out there in Canton, Ohio, the football field there? I remember once playing.
The Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame game. I remember once playing out there, and it was before they put the turf in. So it was actually a grass field, and it was late season. It was snowing, and you couldn't even see the sidelines on it. I did a Charlie Brown out there on a field goal. I made it, but did a Charlie Brown out there in the old field. And then they switched now to that new field turf stuff since then. Of course, again, dating myself again.
with the Charlie Brown and everything.
Oh, I did everything, man. Yeah, yep. Landed on the can, but got her through, slipping and a sliding. Yeah. Those are the days. Well, people didn't want to hear about all that type of stuff. They want to hear football. But I did want to make one more comment, because I was able to actually go up a little bit early to the tailgate that they had for the veterans. And it was really great to be able to see people and their families come up there and have that opportunity just to, grab a little something to eat and get tickets from the greatest fans in college football who donated them.
Yeah, definitely.
It was awesome to see that happen. And, hats off to Walmart who donated all that food, all those people.
Oh,
I mean, the
wow.
Jordan Center was packed. I think I posted a picture out on my Facebook of it. But, I think I got another 360 picture of that. I'll have to put that one out too. The Jordan Center was packed. Lines and lines and lines of people up. All that food just donated. Man, hats off to Walmart. Don't ever complain about Walmart, folks. They're good people, man, to give back like that. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So glad to see that happen. And, a little challenge to Penn State, hopefully in the future, not just for football, but it wouldn't be nice to see if Penn State, doesn't have the game quite sold out. Whether it be basketball, wrestling, football, volleyball, whatever sport it is, be able to have like a pool of names of veterans and call them up and say, hey, we got some extra tickets. Are you in or out? But have rules too. You can't sell them. You got to use them. If you don't use them or pick them up, you're knocked off the list, that type of, just so it's accountable. But, you really you want to get people in there. You want to have that place rocking. What better way to do it? If you can't quite sell it out and you have some left over, hey, man, better to give them away and fill that place up and make it rock for the team instead of letting them seats sit empty. Just a little idea.
I totally agree with you.
A little idea there. For what little it's worth, I know Penn State won't hear it and they won't do it, but a little challenge to them on that end there. So we head in here to another week, guys. We're going in here to a week on. By the way, I want to touch on our stats. I mentioned this. And congrats, Yaacov. You and Big Dude ran the table last week. You got all your games right.
Man.
Yeah, Jimmy and
I. Which one I missed?
Jimmy, you and I missed Michigan State in Illinois. How about that? Of all teams.
Who won that game?
Oh, yeah. 31-27.
Who won that game?
Illinois.
Boy, come on.
Did they win? Wow.
Oh, they did.
You know what? Honestly, they was getting killed, though, weren't they?
I didn't get to see the end.
No, you guys didn't watch the game, but, oh, man, I wish one of you guys could pull up the score and so on, because I was looking at the game and I was like, I watched it in the beginning and I was like, man, I would never, ever go with Illinois right now. Yaacov, they was losing. No, I looked at the game and they was losing.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, hold up.
Yeah. Jimmy, I was with you on that one. It just didn't make sense, but apparently they got it right. Yaacov and Big Dude got that one right, and both of them ran the table last week on the scores. And here's our stats, how they look at the end of the year. That's also on our website, lionslive.com. Right now, Yaacov and Big Dude are in a tie as far as percentages goes at 78%. Correct. Yeah. 78% correct. And Jimmy, you and I are tied at 72.
That's not bad.
Yeah, we're kind of tied, just picking different games throughout the season. But, it's a C. We're not getting A's at this, but, we're not pros. We're doing all right.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's neat. I appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate it.
And I just, for our listeners out there, you don't hear the noise, but I've been fighting the cold, folks, and I'm blasting their ears out. They hear me coughing, but I mute it for you folks out there on there. You don't get to hear it. So apologize to my partners here. I hope they don't rupture an eardrum when they hear me here tonight. But yeah, so we're looking pretty good on our picks, guys. All things considered. We'll get back that here a little bit later tonight for our picks this next week. was actually looking here for my printout because I knew I have this week's printout. I'll have to write it as we go. But it's kind of been a lot of fun picking these games like this. We have to try to next time put something in it. So at the end of the year, we'll see who has to get subs or something like that. That's what we did last year. But that's always a lot of fun. I can't find it. I'm going to have to write it out again. I have to go to the trouble typing that thing out, print. I didn't even bring it in to write it out. I knew I had it here somewhere. Well, anyway. So what are we looking ahead here to this week, guys? We have another week of football coming up. And we have Penn State here going to Indiana. And, the series dates back to 1993. And Penn State's been doing exceptionally well. We do have one loss with them. We're 18-1 over that. So this is our 20th year playing these guys, and we've been doing well. And I think we're going to continue to do so. But it's one of those games where we come in, we're away, and we have that target on our back, and somebody's going to be coming after us.
This is going to be I don't think it's going to be a tough one. I'm going to let Yaacov lead on this one. See what you think, Yaacov.
Well, I think Indiana has definitely improved. I believe they won their last two. They beat Maryland, and I'm trying to think of the other team. I almost feel like it was Purdue. It might have been Maryland and Purdue. Maybe they won their last two. So they've definitely improved. It's hard to say because the teams haven't really seen an offense like ours, so it's hard to gauge, I know they played this offense and this is what they did, but the offense we have is so much different than the other offenses. So, it could be another big day. It could be another, 40-point, 50-point game.
Yeah, I think we're going to do well. Even on the
road. So it's hard to say because we never really seen how they went against this type of offense before. So, yeah, it could be a slug. It could be a slugfest again.
That's definitely. So, but yeah. I think they're going to be up for us. But I think Penn State has shown now. I think we're the confidence levels there. I think our guys are going to slough it off. They're going to want to win, and they're going to want to make a name for themselves again and keep playing some ball.
But see, another thing too is we still haven't really proven that we can go on the road and win a big game. We beat Purdue big, but we were flat at the beginning of the game. So, we still gotta go out there like we did against Iowa on the road. Where you just go in there and completely, they had no chance. So,
what the thing is. Sometimes you have to keep in mind that what plays a part in that is, we have crowd noise and stuff. We have a young offense that's still gelling together and so on. So sometimes you have to adjust to those things. We have our offensive line problems and different things that play a part. When we get out here, when we get home, we don't have the crowd screaming when the offense is out there. We have the hometown you get to put on for your people. You have family there and so on. You have that extra edge. You know the fields. You know the games. You have your certain spots, your certain warm-ups. You're not traveling. You know your routine. You slept in a comfortable bed. A lot of elements go into those things. So I think that I'm a little nervous for Penn State this weekend, not because of not picking them to lose or anything like that. More because, like you said, the more we win, the more people's going to gun for us. They want to get us because we're heading to the top. And as you head to the top, after a while, it becomes spoiler alert. Now let's try to put us in a position where we can get a little bit of recognition, get off 15 minutes, and maybe pick up an extra bowl game if they can, a better bowl game if they become bowl eligible and so on. So, and you can do that by knocking off a 10th ranked Penn State team. You understand? Because I think that the Purdue game and what they did that game can help me pick Penn State, and I'm 100% sure, especially against that Indiana defense, that they could put up over 40 points. I'm not worried about that. It was just we have to figure out. I don't think that the road stuff and the road warrior stuff is going to hurt us until bowl game time. Depending on the kind of powerhouse program that we play, we can't afford to only start out fast or have solid performances at home. We need to practice going out and starting out strong and starting out fast on the road, because when it comes to a bowl game, we're not going to be in Happy Valley. You understand?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well said.
So if the guys who practice that now start working on that now, I think they'll beat Indiana, because right now Indiana doesn't have anyone that can stop our quarterback as well as our running back, and I still think they're in a better position right now, controlling time and possession. I don't think that defense is going to stop them. I think it'll be at least a 2 to 3 touchdown day for Barkley, and then I think because of that right now, and what has happened over the last couple of weeks, I think our young receivers are starting to pick it up and so on. We have a couple of good passes, a couple of big time touchdowns. So I give at least 2 to 3 touchdowns by Barkley running the ball, and at least 2 to 3 touchdowns as well passing the ball. I just don't see them. I see it being that balance.
I think we could be. Well, we'll get our scores here a little bit later, but I think you're right on with that. And actually, we're down to our last 10 minutes, guys. Time flies. We're doing the show.
Yeah, let me make I just want to make a couple comments on Indiana. They are the Hoosiers. They are 3rd ranked offense in the Big Ten. They're averaging 298.1 yards per game, to rank 2nd in conference. And their quarterback, Richard Lago, ranks 2nd in the Big Ten with 2,574 yards passing. And he has 2 receivers, Nick Westbrook and Ricky Jones, both rank in the top 5 in the Big Ten for reception yards per game. So looks like they got a pretty good air attack.
Sure. Well, they're having a difficult season. They're 5-4, 3-3 in the Big Ten, and they're 3-2 at home. So they're hungry for a win, no doubt. But it's going to be. I think Penn State's going to dominate running in on defense. But yes, there's just some of the things that are going on there. On the Russian side, they have this Ben Jarvis and Green Ellis, with 203 yards. So it'll be interesting, but I think Penn State's going to be able to shut that down on the defensive side of the ball. So nobody's setting the world on fire with them, but and I think their defense in Indiana is going to be the toughest thing they have. That's the biggest problem they have going on, because their offense really isn't getting much opportunity. And I think Penn State's going to be able to capitalize on that well this weekend, even while they're on the road. So, let's do some picks. Let's make some picks here for our week. Big Dude didn't make it in with us here yet tonight, so he's going to have to text them into me here, and we'll keep his tally and his score going with us. And but as we look here ahead of this week, it's the season's winding down, guys. Last couple games. Here we go. This is week 11 of college football. Flies by so fast. Before we get started, though, Yaacov, real quick, your season with high school. Do you guys you still involved playoffs going on, or are you finally you guys?
Oh yeah, we ended up. Well, the team last year was 3-7, and then their coach resigned, and then they hired a new coach, and then he asked me to be the defensive coordinator. And, yeah. So we ended up 7-5. Or no, we're 7-4 right now. 7-4, and we just played our first playoff game. We won in overtime, and then now we're playing Southern Columbia, which is ranked number 1 in AA class, ranked number 1 in the state. So we're going
scared?
to Columbia. Yeah.
Are you scared?
Oh, hey man, you know we're excited, man. I mean, this is our shot. You know what I mean? To show people who we are. You know, because people will say this and say that, but once they can see it against a good team, then it's like, whoa, okay. So, that's just what we gotta do. So we're just. We had our defensive practice today, so like the guys are like ready to go. It was like we didn't even really, they were just like eating everything up. So it was like, they're ready. It's just we just got to show up and we just got to show up. We just got to show up.
So now this is played in a neutral facility, right? Since it's playoffs.
Well, it's actually home field advantage for the higher seed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is single A ball, right? So you guys don't have a lot of players.
We're we're double A. But
okay.
Still, we don't have a lot. But Southern does. Southern has a lot.
Okay.
Southern probably has as many as triple A, probably. I mean, on the team, like their team is big. Like they'll probably have like 60 guys on the team, 60 plus.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh yeah, and we'll probably have like 30 something.
Okay. So you have a lot of guys playing Iron Man ball back and forth both ways, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And see, that's another thing right now. We're banged up right now, so we don't have really any depth. Like we have really, like I remember we were talking, some of my assistants on defense were talking on the field today, and they were like, well, did you get any of your guys some work today? And to the linebacker coach, and the linebacker coach said, I don't have a second string. He was like, I only got one string. I don't have any more guys. So, like that's kind of where we're at right now.
Wow.
Like we ran out of guys. We're a little banged up. So, and we don't have as large of a team as, some of the other schools, but yeah, we're definitely Iron Man, like you said, Skip, all the way.
That's a lot of fun. Those guys, the great part is, their season went long enough, and you guys have come through to get into a playoffs, and you do the best you can with what you have, and I hope you guys can keep on going. Was your game Friday night or Saturday?
Friday. Yeah, Friday night at Southern Columbia, and another interesting thing with Southern is they have like a serious crowd like following. Like so when you play against them, like their crowd is like ready to go. Like their whole, they are just, it is huge. It's huge. It's like Penn State, So
yeah, you got the cowbells out, right?
they're ready to go, man.
That's
so
wild.
It'll be a good crowd though. This will be the first time we've actually played like in a real environment where the crowd could affect it. Like where the crowd could get loud.
Sure.
So, we don't really see that a whole lot.
Now, you guys play on regular grass, or are you guys out on that new artificial stuff?
We're on grass.
Ah, that's good. That's where
yeah. Now, I think once you get to like Western PA and Philly area and maybe Harrisburg area, you'll get that turf. That grass turf.
That field turf stuff. Yeah, a lot of schools seem to be going to that now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it costs a lot of money. It's a lot cheaper to spread a little grass seed during the year than it is to, pay a couple $100,000 for that stuff.
Yeah, but they fire a janitor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on. How hard is it to ride a lawnmower out there? Come on. But hey, when you got endless resources like taxpayers, it's just, hey, you just jack it up. You'll be building a dome stadium before you know it for these kids. My high school went to that stuff too. We used to. The varsity team was the only team that actually played downtown here at Memorial Field in State College. Well, mom and pop and everybody started fussing. Well, junior ought to be able to play in his, 7th and 8th grade there. Well, then they start playing that, and they start playing in 9th grade, and then JV and varsity. Before you know it, they place all torn up because it used to be really nice, just grass for the varsity team. But they want to make sure that just like everybody wins in Little League and stuff, everybody's got to play in the big stadium, So they switched it over and put in that. They're in their second round of that field turf stuff, and it's a sinkhole down here at State College they played in, and for one time it's been flooded out a few games before because of the rain.
Oh wow!
So they have that going. But my high school team did real well this year myself, and they only lost one game here at State College. Then we got about 50 seconds to our legal ID, guys. I'll just pause this here for a second when it happens. But, it all starts in high school, folks, and then you make it to the college. And then after through the college, these two gentlemen here on into the NFL. They've lived the dream, and that's every kid's dreams to get on to college and play in the NFL. And these two gentlemen here were fortunate enough to do that. So you're listening to Lions Live on the Forever Lions Network. Please stand by for this legal ID break.
Leading to poorer nutrition. It's crucial to make the link between sleepless nights and food-filled days. Only then can you address the problem and put down the donuts.
You're listening to the voice of Center County, where local news, sports, and weather is what matters to us. 970 AM WBLF, Bellefonte State College.
All right, we're back here at Lions Live on the only network built by the players for the fans. My name's Skip Dreibelbis, along with the Grizz, Jimmy Kennedy, Yaacov, Yisrael, and Big Dude didn't catch us in here tonight. We're ready to do some picks here to wind up our show for this week. Week number 11 of football, Penn State, and we'll be talking Penn State, Indiana here in a second. We're going to run down to our Big Ten picks. And we're not only got a couple more games left here, guys. I don't think Jimmy and I are going to catch Yaacov and Big Dude on this one, but never know. We'll see how this week comes out. So last week, Yaacov and Stefan ran the table. We'll see if Jim and I can do a little bit better here. So we're all tied, actually, in our scores, respectively. So, hey, this week we got Rutgers at Michigan State.
I'm going Michigan State.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jimmy. What about
Yaacov, what you got, Yaacov?
Say that again. I'm sorry. I missed that.
Rutgers at Michigan State.
You said Michigan State?
Yes.
Rutgers at Michigan State, yep.
Oh, wow. They can't go that down. I got to stay with Michigan State.
Okay. We all Michigan State, then.
Okay, that's good. We have Northwestern at Purdue, 12 o'clock kickoff out there in West Lafayette.
I like the way Northwestern's playing defense, so I'm going to go with them right now for that one.
On the road, okay.
No.
Yaacov, who are you thinking?
Who did you get, Skip?
Oh, I didn't pick yet, but I'm gonna jump in there, Jimmy. I'm going Northwestern on that one at Purdue.
So Illinois is getting back, getting a little respect again. I like that.
No. Northwestern versus Northwestern versus Purdue.
Yeah, Northwestern is Illinois.
Nah, look. Northwestern.
Come on.
Well, he's talking about, okay, where it's located. Don't try to mix them up. Give them boys Northwestern. Hey. Don't try to give Lovey his little extra 10 minutes of fame. Nah,
Hey, that win. Hey, look. That win against Michigan State, Illinois, put me tied with Big Dude. Come on, man.
That means it's only gonna last for a weekend. For a week.
Hung in there.
You'll be with us next week, bro.
And Penn State. Hung in there with Illinois and Penn State. And now that got me tied with Big Dude.
Yeah,
keep in mind of this. I would have ran the tables with y'all if I didn't change mine at the last second, remember?
Yeah, you did.
See,
but I just couldn't do it.
Look, you was a fair weather fan. You was a fair weather fan with the Illinois.
I'm not a fan of Illinois.
And then you tried to change it again.
Look, I'm not a fan of Illinois. It's not even one night.
Hey, come on, man. Come on.
Right,
come on.
So who you gonna get? You taking Purdue? You gonna take Northwestern?
I'm going with Northwestern.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Only because of the geographic location.
Well,
I just got to tease you guys a little bit.
Yeah,
I got to tease you guys.
Well, here we go. Now you wanna talk about your boy here. Now see if you pick him this time because we got Illinois at Wisconsin.
Yeah, go with the home team, Yaacov. Let's go with the home.
You want your boys now? They're only playing Wisconsin.
I gotta go with Wisconsin on that. I gotta go with Wisconsin on that.
Are you sure?
Hold on, we didn't hear your mumble. What you mumble? Say it again.
No, I'm just saying I go with Wisconsin on that.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
I'm not. But the winnable game for Wisconsin. Wisconsin is to me that they can play well in a big game. So I'll go with Wisconsin. I definitely got to go with that.
You don't think Illinois is going to be up for this one? Okay.
Well, they still have to. Michigan State. The way they're playing right now. I don't know if that was really a true.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm not trying to be funny. I like Northwestern's defense and so on, how they played the last couple of weeks and so on, but it's by far Wisconsin has the best defense in the Big Ten.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Think about it. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's either Wisconsin or Michigan right now, and Michigan.
Now, let me say this though.
Defensively,
with that Wisconsin, they do a good job with their ball control on their offense too. So I think that has to get some credit because they will hold the ball for most of the game.
Yeah, well, they're playing good ball. I mean, they're ranked 7, man. I mean,
I definitely think the defense is doing a good job too, and I think the offense.
The defense is ranked 7th nationally, right?
No, the team is.
No, I know that, but the defense is playing great ball. I think they're number 1 in the Big Ten and everything.
They could be.
Yeah, I would definitely say that they're good. I mean,
they're good.
No question.
You'll see them on a New Year's game.
No question.
Yeah. Now here's one for you, and I'll just go ahead and I figure we're all going to pick Ohio State or Maryland, right?
Yeah, of course.
But here we go. Now we got Minnesota going to Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yeah, that's who I picked too. What about
Nebraska?
I go with Nebraska too.
Okay.
Oh, you just trying to run the tables with me this week, huh? Okay.
Oh, come on.
Well, here's one for you. Now let me ask you this: do you think Iowa can come back after a loss to Penn State on the road, be at home, and beat Michigan?
No.
I don't think so either.
Not at all.
You said Michigan.
And I would have said if they had the old school running game that they used to, I'll probably say yeah, but no.
Not this year, man.
Not this year.
Yeah,
what was the game?
Michigan at Iowa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I already wrote you down, Yaacov.
Yeah, definitely Michigan on that.
And we're all in for Penn State. Yeah. We're all in for Penn State because we have Penn State, being at Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yep.
picking our scores. I picked my score 34-7 Penn State.
Oh, 34-7. So that spread is getting nothing from Penn State. They got the quarterback. I think is second in the Big Ten. I think, or second or fourth maybe. But so no, it's just a shutdown offensively.
No. I think Penn State's going to win. 34-7. Picking Penn State.
Oh.
34-7. I think the defense is playing well. I don't think Indiana's going to be able to score offense to us, and I think Penn State's going to score 4 touchdowns and kick 2 field goals. That's how I got 30. That's how I got 34.
I got throw another field goal on that. I got
how you breaking that down.
I got 37-13.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right, Yaacov.
Wow.
Let's hear your score.
I'm thinking more of a shootout. I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
But you rocked Illinois, boy, man. Let's take your alumni card.
Come on, man. Come on. I'm going with. I'm saying 43 to 19.
Okay, now can you give us a breakdown of your 43 points? Jimmy and I told you.
And your 19 points.
Yeah,
it was 42.
Is that the same?
42.
I want to know your 19 as well.
Hey, you just wait and see.
Hey, one time I want to see those scores.
Help me out, Yaacov. Just let me how to get the 19.
Well, I might be one.
The 19 because somebody got a safety or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to help me out.
Well, that 14, could be. Right? That could be. That's
they just score and keep going for 2.
That's the type of game. That's the type of game it's going to be. So,
no, Yaacov, man, I love you, buddy, but I'm telling you, man.
Look, let me tell you.
All right, so listen, I'm going to break the 19 down. You do the 41 or whatever. Listen, they scored twice and went for two-point conversions.
Okay.
So that's 16 points, and then they kicked the field goal.
Okay.
That's 19. That's 19. Go ahead.
Good.
He got mad and hung up.
Oh, no.
he buzzed out. He lost his signal. He was laughing too much. His cheek probably hit the button.
He got mad. He's like, I'll forget these guys.
Like, man, he's killing me.
That is true.
See you later, Chris.
No, but I love Yaacov, man. He's great, and every week he does that. Man, he comes up with these scores, and I'm like, dude, where's
crazy number?
What? 43. I'm not saying it's impossible to get it. I'm just curious. You explained 3 field goals. I said 2. Okay, but 43, 19. Yeah, that's different. It says in basketball,
Jesus.
All right, Yaacov. Well, we didn't want to razz you a little bit, buddy. We love you. So hopefully it's just your battery running out.
I'm going to tell him, Yaacov said they got, let me break it down for you, Yaacov, for you. 10 field goals is 30.
There you go.
Then they scored a touchdown. It's 37. Then I add another 2 field goals. Yes, all right. You got 12 field goals and a touchdown, Yaacov. We got you. We coming to 43 points, Yaacov. There you go.
We explained it for you. It's all good.
Yeah. It's just a field goal game.
Yeah, man.
Trying to get the kickers to the league.
Well, he'll get there for that, man. That'd be a record.
That's so funny.
That is. Well, hey, it's been an awesome hour of football. Love it every week. And can't wait to do it again. Look forward to a great win. And jeepers, Jimmy, we got one more home game left, and that's it. And we're off to a bowl.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's been a great season. I look forward to this. I hope they have some events and things planned where we can all get together with some guys. I was going to ask Yaacov that if he when he was on here. We'll ask him again next week, because at the end of the last home game each year, they have a barbecue get-together after the game the following Sunday for lunch with the seniors.
Oh, okay.
So the seniors, the seniors, and they ask all the Lettermen to come back, and we all have a barbecue there at the stadium in the Letterman Lounge, where all the seniors come back for that after that, and meet everybody. And I was talking this past week, Jimmy, and I'll put this up as our last topic here for tonight, quick before we sign off. I was talking to some other guys this past weekend in the lounge. Some of these guys are coming up to 50-year reunions, believe it or not. 50 years since they played.
Wow.
It's great. They love to come up and see them in the lounge and talk to these guys. And, I talked about it. So, we really don't get much of a chance to talk about with these younger players, to pass on what it is, the tradition at Penn State. And I said, we have this next meeting coming. He goes, yeah, but by then it's too late. They're already seniors and graduating. And I said, you're right. I said, they've already gone through it. And so, there's this sentiment out there that is kind of feeling like, do they really want us to pass on that tradition, or are they just trying to rewrite a new book? And it made me wonder a little bit, because, we had our reunion and there's really no interaction whatsoever. It was kind of sad scenario. And I just kind of noticed that they talk a good game about wanting to pass on, what it is to strive for excellence at Penn State and the tradition we have. And they talk about it, but they never really have a chance for us to get with these guys as freshmen or anybody coming in and pass it all on. And, it'd be kind of great. I don't know if it's how they could do it. I know Coach O'Brien, when everything kind of shook down up here, he asked the guys to come in. At a moment's notice, we all came. We all got to walk up to these guys, give them a hug, and let them know they're loved, and let them know we got their backs here. And it would be great to do something like that, maybe in the spring, after the spring game, something like that, where we can actually get people together. Because I think a lot of these guys come here, and, it's a whole new world to them, and they don't understand what the tradition is at Penn State. And it'd be great to be able to pass that back along somewhere like that, where we can just let them hear some stories, meet some guys, and know that they're part of the family. So that's, I don't know, something I just thought I'd put out there. I hope it's something I could maybe try to put together.
I love the idea, Skip, and I think it's something that Coach Franklin is definitely open to. He definitely shared that with me a few times already, about anytime I want to come back, let them talk to the guys, talk to the team, help with the D-line and so on. He said it's open door. The field is mine, or whatever it is that I need and so on, I can have. So he's definitely been open to that. I think it has to start maybe a little bit earlier in terms of recruiting. We can talk as alums, the situation, but we also got to keep in mind that there's, I'm not sure, but there was a 3-coach change, in our program for a while. It was Coach Paterno was gone, then you had O'Brien, then he's gone. Now we have Coach Franklin and so on. So it's about I think Coach Franklin's in a good position where he established himself right now. But there's also different times. When we go back, we have a good coach in Coach Franklin to continue on the Penn State way. Example, like we talked about earlier, sitting a player who's not getting it done in the classroom. Sitting one of our star players when he's not getting it done in the classroom. And whereas I don't think Coach O'Brien would have done that. You understand? So I think Coach O'Brien didn't know what it takes. And that's a shot. I don't care. I'm taking a shot because I knew that the guy was using our school as a leverage as a stepping stone to get somewhere else. And I didn't like it. I didn't think it was a great hire. I didn't like him when he was with the Patriots and so on, not because I love Belichick. So let's be clear. And this is coming from a former Giants player. This is coming, respect is given and respect is earned from him, whether they want to associate the cheating and so on. That the guy has a proven record. He creates a machine and so on. So I didn't respect how Coach Bryant handled himself. I didn't like it. I didn't think it was the Penn State way. Like I said, I didn't think it was a great hire. And I think because of that, the different rules that he came in with, the stuff that I was hearing that the guys didn't like him and so on. They won and they did things a certain way, but they weren't happy, And I think because of that, they probably lost a few recruits or lost a few guys and so on. And I think, and I understand the sanctions and so on, it still has success. But I really feel Coach Franklin has the blueprint and he knows what it takes. And so and he has, Christian values and he has different standards and so on that he's able to pass on to the players to where morally it's the Penn State way.
Right.
You understand? I don't think Coach O'Brien had that, and that's why he needed other guys and past alumni to come in and talk and speak on his behalf.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was up there when and I met with Coach O'Brien in his office as well. Blair and I did, and talked to him. And I know the guy's a genius with football, but you're right. He's an NFL coach. Okay, there's a difference between college football and NFL because these are kids coming in here, and you're basically becoming a surrogate parent to these athletes, and they need that type of guidance. And when you're used to that in the NFL, where it's business, he again, and I like the guy, but it's every other word is an F-bomb, and you can be professional without having to use that type of thing, and to command. At the college level, the moral expectations, and of course that's changing in the NFL now too, with some of the things guys are getting benched for and fined for. But the standards are there. And I think, of course, the Penn State way was, we were able to be coached and have a program where we didn't have to use language like that to get the point across. And
you know what it is. I was talking to those same people earlier, about the Penn State alums, the people from Pennsylvania out here, and we were talking about different things. Obviously, we was talking about the Cardinals versus Pete Carroll in the situation, with that overtime game and so on. I gave him a great example, and I said this, and I said, as a parent, as a coach, as a player, there's a difference when you say to me, just speaking in terms of parenting, I don't put my hands on my son or anything like that. But there's a difference when I say, hey, and I say it like this in this tone. Hey, take out, I use the Lord's name in vain, and I say trash, and it's a scream or so on or whatever, or I say, hey, get this, that's totally different from explaining to them.
Right.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's me and you in this house. It's only me and you. If I don't take the trash out, who else is going to take the trash out, bro? Come on, man. I told you to take the trash out.
Right.
It's a different thing. You give them a quick explanation to some point. Like, go get the trash. Come on, man. You did your homework already. You don't have nothing else to do in this house but take this trash out. Take the trash out. You understand? And it's just, it's like, listen, you're getting reprimanded right now, but it's not, hey, take up the trash. It's come on. All right, listen. It's only me and you. I've been here. I done cooked dinner. I done slaved on my hot stove for you. I picked you up. I went grocery shopping and everything else. The only thing I need from you is take this trash out. You got one job, bro. Come on, man. I'm sorry, Dad. I got it. But then it becomes about us together. It's not just about being father and son, but being, just being a team.
Yeah.
You understand? Having a nice system. And once that system's all flowing, before you know it, I'm not saying, hey, you take the trash out.
Right.
Because I'm going to say the trash can is empty.
Right.
And then that's when I smile and know that I'm doing my job and I'm getting through to my child.
Right.
You understand? But I'm also teaching him life lessons on how he's supposed to parent and stuff going forward.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Without screaming, come on, stop it, and everything else. Come on, what are you doing?
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I spent 10 years in the military, and there's two types of leadership skills out there. One's authoritative, like, hey, I told you to do this and I expect it done now. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the nice guy approach, and there's a type of cooperative leadership where it's like, hey, okay, we got to get this done, guys. All right, here's our mission. Let's go ahead and work together and get it done. Cooperative is always a much better approach, but there, sometimes every now and then you got to hit them with that authoritative leadership type skill, because the cooperative approach, it's just going in one and out the other. So, a good leader knows how to change that mode when they need to. And they always do it with the best interests of the other person in mind first. And that's just a difference in leadership skills, and I know you're a good dad, and I know you love your boy, and how many other fathers out there today in this country just don't even think or talk about those things, hats off to you, man. You're a good dad.
I appreciate it, man.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Well, here you go, folks. You're getting life lessons here from Lions Live on a Wednesday night here. Well, we're going to go ahead and sign off here. We'll get you back here on a Dana Live. We want to thank you for joining us. We'll put a call on Yaacov, let him know he's loved, and hopefully it was just a disconnect.
Yep, it was a disconnect.
I'm sure it was. So, hey, we'll have a good weekend here, Jimmy, and let's go Penn State, folks. And we'll look forward to being able to catch you all back here again on Lions Live next week. And if y'all travel, be safe, Lord bless, keep you, and we'll see you here then. Have a great night.
Telling people about Mommy's Restaurant.
I like
Good job,
to
Jimmy.
tell them that it's a good restaurant, and if you get there, probably sometime I'll be there and I'll give you a picture.
The Blonde Bistro, located at 135 South Allegheny Street in Bellefonte.
We are open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., and open Sundays from 4 to 8. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
So what would you do with $10,000? Would you book a dream vacation? Buy a new car? Purchase a new wardrobe? Throw the biggest tailgate party known to man?